Me and my ex-husband broke up, and then I got lonely, met a guy, and I think things moved really fast. I don't know, I thought it was fate. Clearly it wasn't. It didn't work out. He broke up with me. He was done. Dating is just hard, you guys. It's like hard to imagine finding someone. It's hard to imagine there's a world where there's like someone who's actually meant for you. So hopefully I find someone. Like, I like tear up every time I say that because I don't believe I'm going to.
I would give the pain a 10. A lot of people do tell you it's not that bad and things like that, but me personally, it hurt it really, 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 really bad.
So basically, this entire woman's marriage, it collapsed because she was obsessed with clout and prioritized media attention over her spouse and children. She literally skipped her own child's birthday celebration just to record a bedroom podcast with Drake, who ended up calling her out for her terrible parenting to her face.
You missed your daughter's first birthday for
To be here.
Dark. Regret that you'll never be able to undo.
Yeah.
Horrible parenting.
Where's your son?
Somewhere safe, and it's not his birthday.
It doesn't really work that way.
What do you mean? I did the thing with the hand.
Yeah, no, that's not actually real.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
When I decided that I was going to tell him that I wanted a divorce, I texted my therapist, our marriage counselor, and I was like, I need to tell him that I want a divorce, but I want to do it in a session so that there's like a mediator present. Got us in like ASAP, like 2 days later. And I walked in knowing that I was going to ask for a divorce. We sit down in our session. It's like really tense, really awkward. My ex was sitting there like, so why do we have an emergency session? Therapist was like, Jamie, do you want to start? And I just started crying and I was like, I want a divorce. You know, it's hard for me to like say the words. I'm done. I want a divorce. He sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't react at all. He just was stone cold. And eventually our therapist was like, would you like to respond? He responded right away and he's like, fine, let's just go ahead and finalize the details. And that was that. I looked at my therapist and I was just like kind of stunned. I knew that I was ready to leave, but I couldn't believe that that was his reaction. There was no empathy, there was no compassion, there was no like wanting to fight for us. I didn't think that there would be, but you know, you just always hope that like one last try. We went home that night. We didn't speak. He slept on the couch. I woke up and went to work the next day, came home. He was playing PlayStation that night. I sat next to him. We hadn't talked in 24 hours. I said, can we talk about what happened yesterday? And he was just playing, just looking straight ahead. And he was like, what's to talk about? In my mind, I'm thinking, this is our last ditch effort to like steer this ship around, you know? And I was like, so what are we gonna do? And he just kept playing and he was like, I already got an apartment. I already took my name off of the lease. He had done things within that 24 hours. He had opened up the filing folder of his single man life and went ahead and got all this shit done.
And honestly, listening to her talk for 10 seconds while smacking her lips on those biscuits makes me want to slam my phone against the wall.
Tomorrow is officially one of the biggest and most important days of my entire life. Tomorrow is my divorce day, and it's been a lot, to say the least. This moment I have equally dreaded and looked forward to, and the fact that it is now coming to an end officially tomorrow is mind-blowing. I cannot wait. I'm so impressed and proud of myself that I have been able to get through this divorce alone. To be 25 years old and doing something of this caliber is huge. I am the youngest out of my friends to be married, and now I'm the youngest out of my friends to be divorced. So I'm gonna hold that with a lot of pride.
You really can't fault her ex-husband for taking his exit ramp and divorcing this ding-dong.
Many months later.
Tomorrow's Christmas, and I'm just crying because of how hard it's been. I feel like I'm trying to prove to myself I can be strong. It's really like painful dealing with the loss of everything. Not having my husband.
Why is she bragging about being divorced at 25 like it's a badge of honor? Your marriage completely tanked. That's not a flex for the internet.
Guess who's single again? It's okay. You know, I've just come out of a marriage. So single. I feel good.
3 days later.
I'm doing really ugly crying. Because, oh, I didn't know my cat was in here. She must have thought I was crazy.
even though I don't want to be with him anymore, there is a part of me that wants him to still want to be with me. And when I kind of think about like what gets me upset, or why am I so sad about certain things, you know, of him wanting to also go through with the divorce, you know, if I don't want to be with him.
That's not fair. That's not fair. That is not fair.
Do you want to become a miserable old woman? I don't think any of us do. You've seen those women out there. The women that are nattering and nagging their husbands, that are bitchy, that aren't nice, that seem to be so unhappy, and we think, oh God, I hope I'm never one of those miserable old women. That happens from raising a family, working, and then all of a sudden we're in our 50s and 60s and we have nothing. We don't have a life. We don't have a life separate from our family or separate from our husband. And so we resent everybody. I did it. Here I am. It's amazing. I feel like a different person already. I feel like I can do whatever I want, and I'm not responsible for anybody anymore but me. I don't know. Things aren't going that great. I didn't know. I guess I did know. I would have this really strong reaction physically, trauma reaction, to finding out that my estranged husband has been having a new relationship.
They always come running back, begging for their man the second they realize the grass isn't greener and he upgrades.
I want to be independent. I don't need a man. I can do this all on my own.
A few moments later.
I just found out today that my ex-husband is engaged and I'm unwell. And like, even though, yes, it was me that was like, hi, I want divorce. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. It brings up all these feelings. It brings up all this like stuff. And we have a kid and it brings up all this stuff around him.
She convinced herself she'd walk away, land a richer guy, and upgrade her life. Now she's watching her ex thrive in the exact lifestyle she wanted, and she's bitter because she can't cope with it.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So here it is. In case you didn't know, and this applies to both men and women, being cheated on is traumatizing as fuck. I was married for 21 years, and cheating was never an issue in our marriage. In fact, that was the least of my worries. I never had to worry about it. I never thought I did. I never had a feeling that I had to worry about it. Never on either side. And then I got divorced, and I come into the dating field, and it is a absolute shit show. And if I had any idea what I was getting myself into, I probably would have stayed married.
She had a solid, genuine husband, but dumped him because her ego made her believe she was too good for him.
If I had known this, it would have saved me from a second divorce. Every choice you make stems from what you believe you deserve. After my divorce, no confidence. It was my mission to get into another relationship and fall in love. Like, I needed to prove to myself that my divorce was the right decision. I needed someone to make me feel like I was worth loving. I didn't know how to do that for myself. And when you're coming from that place of lack, you choose the wrong partners. And here's divorce number 2.
Another one.
You know, life after divorce. As a woman, I would honestly sit here and say, as much as I've made the decision and the choice to divorce my husband then, I also regret it. I don't regret it because I still loved him, but I regret it because I feel like I denied my children the right and the opportunity to have what people call a normal family. Now today I'm sitting with kids who are in the statistic of divorce. So as much as I've divorced, I would never ever advise anybody to go through a divorce.
Is it better for children if parents divorce or stay together in an unhappy or toxic relationship?
What's the one thing you wish everyone around you knew about getting divorced?
Everyone always prepares you that whenever you're going through a divorce, losing your husband or wife, you go through a grieving process, grieving for the loss of your marriage. But one thing that they really don't prepare you for is the loss of your best friend, the person that you always wanted to tell your day. And I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for feeling that way, even when you're not together, just having that desire to have them as a friend.
She threw away her family chasing cheap excitement only to hit the modern dating market and realize guys don't take her seriously. She isn't the main character material and she downgraded herself. The bottom line, every single one of these ding-dongs oversharing their intimate family business online for stranger validation needs a serious reality check. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe and share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when we drop another one. I'll see you guys next time.
Get some help.